I'm Lauren.
Hi, nice to meet you.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Lena.
Lena, okay. Before we get started talking today, I have this informed consent form. It's just telling you, you have, like the right to refuse. If you don't want to talk about something, I'm going to keep everything that we talk about confidential. The only thing that I would tell or report to someone is if I feel like you're going to harm yourself or anyone else.
Okay.
Then I'm required to report that. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to have you sign that right there. Perfect. So what are you here for today?
Well, I guess I'm just kind of frustrated and upset because of my housing situation with my landlord.
Okay.
So I guess kind of what happened recently was that the burner in my stove actually sparked, and we've been having electrical problems, and last night I had to get one of the other guys in the building to get the circuit breaker, or to untrip the circuit breaker and take a look at it. So.
Okay, so that's pretty dangerous stuff actually. If your oven is sparking,
yeah,
that's very dangerous for yourselves and the whole building. And you're saying we, whom all do you live with?
Oh, I live with my boyfriend.
Okay. Okay. And are you guys the same age?
Yep.
Yep.
We're both 21.
Alright, that sounds nice. So this is it's seeming like it's becoming dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that this is the most recent thing. So I'm assuming there's more that has happened?
Yeah, so actually when we first moved in, we were told by, there's a guy in the building who is kind of overlooks and helps take care of the building when the landlord can't be there.
Okay.
And so he had told us that the sink had a leak in it.
Okay.
And so that wasn't too big of a problem, but he had said that he talked to the landlord, and we thought that it would get fixed, and that nothing has been done.
Okay.
There's also been a lamp in our dining room area that it just doesn't work, and we've put a new light bulb in, and it still has had problems. So I guess I would think it's an electrical issue in the kitchen area, since the stove is now not working.
Okay. And so is he the actual maintenance person, or does he just kind of take up that role?
I guess he more kind of takes up that role. I know that that's kind of his job. During the daytime, he is maintenance.
Okay.
But I think he just does, I'm not really sure, private.
Okay.
Fixing up, but I know that he works on his own apartment too. So.
Okay. So how long have you guys been living in this apartment building?
I think for about 6 months now.
6 months. So this has been a while that different things have been happening.
Yeah, and they've kind of all just been gradual.
Right, gradually getting worse, I guess. Right. Okay. So have you talked to your landlord about any of this?
Yep. Actually, when we were first moving in, we had contacted her multiple times. We tried calling her, but I know that she takes care of a bunch of apartment buildings on her own.
Mm-hmm.
So her voicemail fills up pretty quickly,
right.
And so sometimes we can't even leave a message.
Okay.
And then we ended up writing a letter to her, and she's responded, and we've been able to communicate with her, but it just hasn't.
Not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So then, does she own these apartment buildings, or is there someone higher up than her? Do you know?
I don't think there is anybody else, but I'm not sure. I think she is the main one who kind of manages our apartment building, and I think she had told us that she takes care of 80 other units, which is a lot for one person.
Yeah, that is a lot for one person. So if her voicemail fills up and you've written her letters, does she have email that maybe you can contact her?
She hasn't given us any other email, and
Okay.
one time she did call us from another phone, but she told us not to contact her from that number.
Okay, so it's basically she just is so busy that she is having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would definitely say that if this has been this ongoing, and if it's electrical, it could be dangerous for you and your boyfriend and the rest of the building. I would continue to give her calls, see if she can get someone out there to fix your stove, because obviously if a burner is sparking, that's really not good.
Mm-hmm.
And did you say something about your oven?
Yeah, my oven has been having the broiling part works in the oven because it's an older oven, so it does actually have that.
Okay.
But then the baking part of it is just, it doesn't work at all.
So you can't cook a lot of different kinds of food.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would definitely say continue to try to get a hold of her, especially about your oven. I would say that's number one priority, because if a burner is sparking and if your oven is not working, that's not safe and that's not very fair to you that your appliances are not working. I could always say give her the suggestion of maybe investing in a secondhand stove, one that is actually going to work. And I would definitely try to find out if she has like an office or something, maybe where she has a receptionist, or if she does have you say she's a landlord of many other buildings by herself, but maybe there's a higher up somewhere that you can talk to and say that this isn't getting done. I would also probably say that since you've been living there for so long, 6 months is a long time, that's half of your lease.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would say that this is an ongoing problem that needs to be fixed, for sure. Is there any other issues that you're having?
Well, I'm just concerned about this because it's, like you said, it is a safety issue, and it does kind of make me scared, especially if we also have a dog that lives at home, and during the day if something were to happen, my boyfriend and I are both, I'm either at school or work and he's at work.
Okay.
So if something were to happen, no one would be there.
Right. To get her out. Right. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely say continue to talk to your landlord, and talk to this maintenance guy as well, see if he has any connections. Maybe you can get a secondhand stove yourself and install it, and I'm sure that the apartment building would reimburse you for that, because that's not technically your job. That's not part of what you should be doing. So yeah, I would definitely say to continue to do those things. And is there, would you want to set up another appointment, or is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
Well, I don't know if it's anything that I would want to talk about more today because of the situation, but it's just like I just get frustrated and upset because this issue hasn't been fixed, and maybe I could find other resources or something like that to help my situation out. And ultimately if these things aren't getting fixed by her, it puts me in a bad situation or position that, like I don't even want to live there necessarily if, it's a danger to myself and others.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Is there, even though you're an adult, is there a parent or someone that you can get to maybe try to talk to her or see if they can get through to her? Is it an issue of maybe that you're so much younger that she doesn't feel like she needs to converse with you as much?
Yeah, I definitely get the feeling that she doesn't want to talk to, or, and she doesn't think that we're as much of a necessity as, like,
right.
other people who live in other apartments. But I have talked to both my mom and dad about the issue, and my mom just gets very angry and upset because she doesn't think that, we took the time to, like, look into the apartment and see all the things that were wrong. And
okay.
this is, like, both of our first times, like, both my
Right.
boyfriend and I living on our own, so.
Right, well, that's a learning experience, that's for sure. Well, maybe, does your dad feel the same way?
My dad, yeah, he doesn't really like to talk about it that much, so.
Okay. And what about your boyfriend's parents? Are they maybe a little more understanding, or?
They were really excited to get him out of the house, so
okay.
they just kind of think they don't really say much because they're, encouraging the situation overall, so
right.
they don't really say much when it comes to, like, the problems with the apartment. So
Right, okay.
it's mostly my mom, and I don't really want her to become too involved because I feel like she wouldn't handle it in a like in the best way.
Right, okay.
So
Yeah, so then maybe it is best to just continue to work with it on your own.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I would definitely say to work with your landlord continuously. I would talk with your boyfriend and see if there's I want to say concisive, I don't know if that's the right word, if there's a full idea that you guys can come up with, maybe start looking at different places and letting your landlord know that you aren't going to renew your lease there. If the problems continue, if she can figure out how to make the problem stop, then let her know that. I'd say encourage her that way, just so that she knows that you are happy that she's doing the things she's doing, so that she doesn't feel like she should neglect you. Would you want me to look into anything that maybe look into the apartment buildings or what other apartment buildings she owns, or?
Well, I know that in our lease I had read something about, like, she has her own attorneys, and so I know that's kind of an issue that I'm not sure that I would want to get involved with at all.
Okay.
But I just feel like if something doesn't get done, I feel like, it kind of makes me puts me in a very hard situation
right.
to, like, I want to stay here in the apartment and I don't want to have to move, and, I want to be able to get the money that I put down on the apartment back eventually.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like as a landlord, she should be doing her job, and she isn't, and that is part of her responsibility is
right.
to fix up stuff. So I don't want it to get to that point, but I feel like if it does, I would definitely want to look into something, as far as, like, the legal action that can be done.
Okay. Well, why don't we maybe set up another appointment, in between now and another appointment, continue to try to get a hold of her. If any other problems happen with the apartment and she's not getting back to you or fixing those, then next time we can maybe start looking into some of those things. I don't want to look into those things too early before your lease is up,
Mhm.
because you don't want trouble that way. But yes, you can definitely start looking into things like that if she's not responding to you or getting things done. So you can always schedule another appointment out in the lobby with a receptionist, and just let me know. You can always call me if you want to talk, or anything like that. So, yeah, I think this was a really good session. I think letting me know those types of things that you're going through are really, that's tough when you're only 21 years old.
Mhm.
So, yeah, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Is that it?
I think that's my biggest concern for today.
Alright, that sounds good. Okay, well, yes, just set up another appointment out in the lobby, and I hope to see you soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Have a really good day.
Thanks.